Hey everyone! Today I'm going to tell you why the Bahamas has become the most secretive hideaway for world celebrities and billionaires. In 2024, these islands welcomed over 11 million tourists, but only a select few live like true VIP guests, those who spend in a single day what most of us make in an entire year. We'll break down the top resorts where celebrities stay, the real prices of this luxury, the secrets of security and privacy, plus what they're planning to build on these islands in the coming years. Spoiler alert, there are hotels worth $350 million in the works, and that's just one project. But let's start with the main question. Why exactly the Bahamas? There are countless luxury resorts around the world. What makes these islands so special for the wealthiest people on the planet? The first reason why the wealthy fly here, money. More specifically, saving it. The Bahamas has absolutely zero taxes on income, inheritance, or property. Zero. Imagine this, a celebrity making $100 million would pay $37 million in taxes in the US. In the Bahamas, $0. And this isn't just theory. Shakira, Nicole Kidman, and Justin Timberlake have officially established their tax residencies here. Beyoncé saves millions of dollars every year simply by having her official residence on these islands. For us, this sounds like fantasy, but for them, it's just standard business strategy. The Bahamian government doesn't collect income taxes at all. They survive on sales tax and import duties. So for celebrities, this is a true tax haven, just 50 miles off the American coast. But taxes are just the beginning. The real magic lies in the actual places where these stars spend their time. Albany Resort isn't just a resort, it's a real recording studio in the middle of tropical paradise. Picture this. You arrive for vacation, and right next door at the Sanctuary Studio, the Rolling Stones are recording their new album. Yes, the legendary Rolling Stones. Drake, Alicia Keys, Sting, Camila Cabello, and Shania Twain have all worked here too. It's the only resort in the world where you can have breakfast by the pool and hear future hits being born. And you know who co-founded this resort? Tiger Woods. Yes, that same legendary golfer decided to create his own resort in the Bahamas. 600 acres of private property with a championship-level golf course and a marina for super yachts. There's an exclusive Nexus Global membership program here. Getting in is harder than joining London's most elite clubs. Now let's move to the Ocean Club, Four Seasons, a place that's been keeping secrets for over 60 years. This resort has been operating since 1962. And in that time, every major star on the planet has passed through its doors. 35 acres of Versailles-style gardens. Yes, just like the French Palace, but in the middle of the Caribbean Sea. You've probably seen this resort in movies. They filmed the TV series Scandal with Kerry Washington here, and the iconic James Bond film Casino Royale. But the most interesting part isn't what you saw on screen, but what you didn't see. The A-list guest roster is kept strictly secret. Staff sign non-disclosure agreements, and no one ever reveals who's been there. And Atlantis Paradise Island is experiencing a real revolution. In 2024, explosive news broke. Pharrell Williams bought an entire wing of the hotel. He's transforming the beach tower into a completely new hotel called Somewhere Else, with 400 rooms and its own professional recording studios. This will be the world's first hotel where guests can record an album during their vacation. But the most exclusive part of Atlantis remains the Cove, an adults-only section where Oprah Winfrey, Kim Kardashian, Prince William, and Kate Middleton have been regularly spotted. You can't just walk in from the street, only through personal invitations or exclusive travel agents. But the wealthiest stars go even further. They don't rent villas, they buy entire islands. And this is where the truly crazy stories begin. Let's start with Johnny Depp and his island. Little Halls Pond Cay. 45 acres of personal paradise for $3.6 million. You know when he bought it? Right after filming Pirates of the Caribbean. Apparently he really felt like a true pirate and decided to stay in the Caribbean forever. Depp's island has 6 different beaches, and each one is named after his children. This isn't just a beautiful detail. It shows how personal this island is to the actor. There are no roads here, only sandy paths. All transportation is golf carts and ATVs. Imagine, a millionaire driving around his own island in a golf cart. And here's the freshest information. In August 2024, paparazzi caught Johnny Depp working as a bartender at a regular cafe called High Tide on neighboring Exuma Island. Turns out, he just loves chatting with locals and sometimes works as a volunteer. That's how a real star lives, owns his own island, but isn't ashamed to make cocktails for tourists. Now about David Copperfield. This man bought not one, but 4 islands in the Exumas under the collective name Copperfield Bay Islands. Musha Cay is his flagship island, where one night costs $37,000 with a mandatory minimum of 4 nights. That's $148,000 for one weekend. But for that money, you don't just get luxury accommodation. David Copperfield personally performs private magic shows for his guests. Imagine the world's most famous illusionist doing tricks just for you on a deserted island under the starry sky. Oprah Winfrey, John Travolta, Bill Gates have all vacationed here. People who can afford anything but choose this island. Now a quick overview of other celebrity islands. Tyler Perry owns White Bay Cay with a 14,000 square foot Balinese-style mansion. It's like a small palace in the middle of the ocean. Beyoncé and Jay-Z bought Strangers Cay, 360 acres for $3 million, where they spend their most romantic getaways. Tim McGraw and Faith Hill chose Goat Cay for family vacations. It has everything for kids and teenagers. And Eddie Murphy has Rooster Cay just 15 minutes by speedboat from Nassau. Perfect for quick escapes from Hollywood chaos. Each of these islands isn't just real estate, it's an entire world created for a specific star and their needs. Now let's talk about the real prices of this luxury, because the numbers are absolutely mind-blowing. Luxury villa rentals in the Bahamas cost anywhere from $15,000 to $200,000 per week. The most expensive villa costs as much as a brand new Tesla Model S, but that's for just 1 week of vacation. Choini Cay, for example, cost $150,000 per week for 12 guests. That's $12,500 per person for 7 days. But that's just accommodation. How do you get there? A private jet from Miami costs $9,000 one way. From Europe, up to $300,000 for the flight. And here geography matters. 50 miles from Florida is the perfect distance. 1 hour flight versus 8 hours to the nearest European resorts. So American stars can fly out from Los Angeles in the morning and be having lunch on a private island. Super yachts are a separate expense category. Rentals cost from $15,000 to $3 million per week. But the wealthiest don't even rent. They buy their own yachts for $50 to $500 million. Jeff Bezos, for example, has a $500 million yacht with its own helicopter on board. Now here's the most interesting part. Additional services. A private chef costs from $125 per person per meal. A personal concierge arranges spa treatments for $70. Private boat excursions for $900. Luxury car rentals for $150 per day. 24-hour VIP security costs from $1,000 to $2,500 per day. This includes professional guards, armored suburban vehicles with GPS monitoring, and coordination with local police. And if you're thinking about buying instead of renting, prepare for prices starting at $3 million for a luxury home. The Economic Residency Program requires a minimum investment of $1 million, which was recently raised from $750,000 this past January. But how do you protect yourself alone in the middle of the ocean? Security and privacy in the Bahamas is a whole science. Professional VIP security costs from $1,000 to $2,500 per day. These aren't just bodyguards. They're former military and special agents with experience protecting presidents. They drive armored Chevrolet Suburbans with real-time GPS monitoring. Every movement is tracked by a dispatch center. A celebrity's arrival is coordinated with customs, local police, and the hotel. Routes are planned in advance and checked for threats. There's always a medical evacuation plan. A ready helicopter can get you to the nearest hospital in minutes. But the biggest secret is the staff. Absolutely every employee signs an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement. Violations cost from $500 to $1,000 in fines plus immediate termination. So no one will ever tell you that Oprah ordered 50 bottles of Dom Perignon for breakfast, or that Johnny Depp plays piano at 3 in the morning. The technology is impressive too. Drone blocking systems prevent paparazzi from shooting from the air. Surveillance detectors identify any listening devices. Geofencing creates invisible boundaries. If anyone unauthorized approaches the villa, an alarm instantly triggers. The smartest resorts use natural barriers. Strategically planted palm trees and bushes create natural walls from prying eyes. And some villas have underwater exits. You can swim while staying completely invisible to cameras. But why exactly the Bahamas? There are 700 islands in this archipelago, but the wealthy choose the same 10 to 15. What's the secret? First, the weather. 340 sunny days a year. That's nearly perfect climate. temperature rarely drops below 60 degrees even in winter. When it's 14 degrees in New York, it's 77 and sunny here. Second, currency. The Bahamian dollar is pegged 1-to-1 with the US dollar. No currency problems, exchange rates or fees. American celebrities can use their regular credit cards without any additional costs. Third, unique attractions you won't find anywhere else in the world. Swimming pigs at Big Major Cay. This is the only place on the planet where you can swim with these adorable animals. Nurse sharks at Compass Cay are completely safe and let you pet them. Andros underwater caves are a real wonder for divers. But most importantly, the culture of respecting privacy. Local residents don't photograph stars, don't sell information to paparazzi, don't cause scenes for selfies. It's an unwritten rule that everyone respects. Now about the future. The Bahamas has planned investments of over $10 billion through 2020. The fourth Bahamar resort, worth $350 million, will open in 2029, with even more luxurious rooms and private residences. Four Seasons residences are starting sales this year. Prices from $6.5 million per residence. Ritz-Carlton Reserve on Eleuthera Island begins construction very soon. This will be the archipelago's most exclusive resort. The Bahamas is preparing to become even more luxurious, even more exclusive. And prices, of course, will rise too. So the Bahamas isn't just a resort. It's an entire billionaire lifestyle. A lifestyle where one day costs more than many people earn in a month. Here's a shocking fact to wrap up. One day of living like Beyoncé in the Bahamas costs $28,000. This includes the villa, private chef, security, spa treatments, and all entertainment. $28,000 for one day. While we dream about a $1,000 vacation and save money for 6 months, they spend that amount in 2 hours on breakfast and a morning yacht cruise. This is a world where luxury has no limits, where privacy costs millions, and comfort is measured by the number of private islands owned. A world that most of us can only dream about while watching a screen. Hit like if you dream of trying this kind of vacation at least once in your life. Subscribe to the channel to learn more secrets about how the world's wealthiest people live. Next time I'll tell you about Puerto Rico's private islands and $500 million yachts. Spoiler: there are yachts with their own submarines and helicopter landing pads. See you soon.